Hi, my favorite counselor. I'm glad you got to see me again on such short notice. There's some stuff I'd like to talk to you about that has been troubling me. Uh, you know my fiance Rachel that I've been talking about with you, and I really love her. But recently, I've been reached out to by my ex, Tiffany, and it's just really got me thinking.
So you just want me to Counselee?
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that you're in a committed relationship with Rachel, but an ex has reached out to you, so now you're starting to think about possibilities and you're conflicted.
I am. I'm totally torn. As we've discussed in the past, my sobriety, I started going to church again. This was all after I broke up with Tiffany. I met Rachel at church actually, but dang it, if I didn't have strong feelings for Tiffany when we broke up last time, it was hard. And part of the reason that my alcoholism got so out of control.
Wow, so you're really having some deep feelings about your old relationship. Like you may still have active feelings for her, especially now that she's come back into your life.
Yeah, I thought she was gone for good, typical thing, block me, F you, never want to talk to you again. But it sounds like she's been doing some soul searching, and I don't know how she got a hold of my number again. I've changed phones and whatnot, and I hadn't thought about her for probably a couple of years until she came out of the blue recently, and now it's got me questioning if I'm moving in the right direction or if I need to think hard on it.
Okay, so you're feeling especially torn because in this relationship that led you to like alcoholism, there's this new light that she might have changed, and even though the relationship was dysfunctional, there's a possibility that it could be a good relationship now, but you're in this committed relationship, so you're having some difficulty trying to evaluate this.
Difficulties indeed, and that's not how I was raised. My mom and dad always taught me to love the individual that you're with and do that through respect and love. And it would be unfair of me to continue any conversation with Tiffany behind Rachel's back. I don't know if I need to bring this information up to Rachel or if I delete her number and block her, but part of me really wants to reach out to her and see how she's doing.
So on the one hand, you're feeling conflicted, and having some sort of conscience come up about if you're doing the right thing or not by maintaining contact. But also you kind of are interested in the possibility.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's something there. I know what we had in the beginning was messy and bad and not good for either of us. But I both think we've done quite a bit of changing.
Stressed out.
And, it was a lot of pain to forget about her and move on. But dang it, I really did love the woman. But I also love the woman that I'm currently with right now. And so it's just got me all twisted in terms of what I should do next. And I'm glad you're able to see me on such short notice. I've been thinking about it nonstop.
Yeah, of course. Sounds like a difficult situation to be in. You are in a committed relationship and you have previously expressed to me how happy you are, and just the idea of being married is just so great for you two. And now with this ex coming into your life, it seems like you're really struggling.
To say the least, I definitely am struggling. She's really sent me into a whirlwind of mixed emotions. I mean, I forget how much I've told you about her, but our relationship wasn't good in any semblance of the word. One time she slashed my tires because I lost my phone and was unable to contact her.
Wow, it sounds like a pretty toxic relationship, and although people can change and become well, and also relationships that have previously gone wrong, have, in fact, been successful in many cases. But with you being in a relationship, how do you think, your current partner would feel if they were, to know about this?
I think it would be, if it was something that I hid from Rachel, it would be a huge breach of trust with us, and it would really hamper our ability to move forward, holistically as fiance and fiancé, I don't know the word. But at the same time, it's like, I don't even want to bring it up because I know it's going to stress her out. It's really something that I need to tackle internally first before I go making any decisions, because I don't even know what I want to do.
Right. In other words, you have not made any clear decisions, and so there are two possibilities here: either stay in the relationship or end it and pursue the old relationship because things have changed.
And I don't know if things have changed. She's just told me that she's changed. She sent me this long paragraph, late at night. One night I got it when I was laying in bed saying, "Hey, Max, not sure if you remember me, but this is Tiffany. I know we've had our differences in the past, and I hope you're doing well." And she went on about all these things that she's been doing differently. I believe she's working on getting sober now, has a steady job, has moved a little bit closer to where we live currently here in Redding. She is down in Chico. She's a little closer from where she was originally. And I barely got any sleep that night.
Oh, it's interesting that she would, after being in a relationship for 6 years with you, say, "I don't know if you remember me or not." It's almost like she does have a complete new persona, which could be good or bad. I would consider, that's just stupid, but I would consider maybe really thinking through any decisions that you make.
The problem is it's such a black and white, issue. Like, I can't have my cake and eat it too. I either have to, let Rachel know about what's going on, and that could totally ruin our current relationship, which I'm scared of letting go of. Or I don't respond to Tiffany and keep nurturing and growing the current relationship I'm in, because all of this whole conversation we're having is based solely off of one text. I think I sent her one response saying, "Hey, I hope you're doing well," or something like that. I forget exactly, but I haven't texted her a whole lot. Just been thinking about it.
Okay. I can relate a little bit because I have had that, desire to want to have my cake and eat it too. But if you were in Rachel's shoes, how would you be feeling in a situation like this?
I would be devastated. It would break my poor little heart. I wouldn't be able to understand how the man that I loved was lying to me and texting other women while laying in bed next to me at night. Like, that's something I think is almost irredeemable if I found out on my own. But if he came to me and told me in like an honest sense, it would be something that maybe I think I would be more understanding of, since she texted him. And he didn't seek her out, and so if he's being upfront and coming to me like a man, then maybe I could be more understanding. Still upset, but less upset.
It sounds like what you're saying is you value honesty and transparency in relationships.
And those are two things that Tiffany was never really good at. She stole money from me a number of times, and then proceeded to lie about it poorly. I mean, I knew, but yeah, those are two things she was never really good at. Whereas Rachel, on the other hand, is really honest, almost too honest sometimes about her feelings, and those could be bad feelings towards me if I'm messing up, which is something new that I've had to learn about, and it's been tough as far as growing and adapting as a person to deal with that responsibility as well. Yeah.
Right. So on the one hand, you value, you know, morals and values within a relationship, but on the other hand, there's just this very enticing possibility for you to go back to an old love, and just your thoughts have really, you know, taken a hold, and you're considering but have not made any decisions.
I've not made decisions. I would almost compare it to like when I first stopped drinking, thinking about an ice cold beer or something like that, how enticing that was, despite me knowing that one, it doesn't do anything good for me health and mental wise and spiritually, and two, all the effects are just short-term pleasures for long-term pains, really.
Right. So, in other words, you can see how this enticing thing is not necessarily a good thing.
I think you're right, counselor. And, you know, part of it too is I have love and respect for Tiffany, and I want her to do what's best. And even though it might hurt me to not be a part of that, it's gonna be best for her, maybe, to keep going down her path of healing.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah. And what do you think is the most plausible next step for you in this specific situation?
I think that's probably pretty.
Tough question. Because even though we've really mapped it out to be a straightforward answer, I still have to commit and do what we've mapped out. I know, you know, in my head, is
like all these things.
go home and have an honest conversation with Rachel about how Tiffany has reached out to me and how it's been tough to deal with that, and, you know, maybe ask for her forgiveness in a sense that I didn't bring it up more immediately, because this has almost been a week ago now. And then I need to send Tiffany a farewell text and wish her the best, despite not being involved with that.
Okay, and I would challenge you too, in your considering what you would say to Tiffany, to Rachel, you know, specific details about thoughts, you know, just consider what kind of harm you want to do and what would you actually have to disclose in order to, you know, the layers of disclosure might be more harmful. So maybe, I know you value honesty, but laying it all out there might do more harm than good. So just, you know, do some consideration on what exactly about the situation you're going to share, if you share it at all.
No, I need to share it. That's a really good point in terms of, you know, not everything has to be said and laid out. And that's your job. You know, that's why I come to you to speak pretty much 100% truthful. Do you think I should buy her flowers when I do this, or do you think it's maybe some flowers?
And no, I wouldn't necessarily think a gift is good, but of course if you want to.
Okay.
So, yeah, our time is about to come to an end. So
Okay.
just to kind of wrap it up, you came in today, you wanted to talk about how an ex had reached out to you and the relationship had been very dysfunctional, toxic, and led you to alcoholism. But you had feelings for this person very strongly, and so you began thinking about possibilities of what it would be like to maybe be in a relationship with this person again, although you are already in a relationship and you are planning to be married. and you were just confused about the choice, but after talking about it, we've come to the conclusion that you want to be honest, you have values, and you want to make the right decision, and you're happy in the relationship that you're in.
Absolutely. Thank you for seeing me today.
That was hard.